What is going on, Av Warriors? It's your boy Edward V, and today we're going to talk about how to keep the fat off when intermittent fasting. What should you do next if you reach your goal, or preemptively before you even get there? What should you do when you do reach your goal with intermittent fasting? Now, I'm going to go ahead and break that down in this video. Stay tuned. Alright guys, quickly, not going to bog you down with my jump rope, but if you want an ergonomic design, aluminum handle with swivel design, a speed rope for only $16.50 that can help you get your cardio in at any place, any location, wherever you're at, just need a small surface, you can't go wrong with the Fledge Fitness jump rope. You can click on the top right hand corner of this video or down in the description box below. Of course, as always guys, thank you for your support. Now let's go ahead and jump right into the video. Alright, so the number one thing that I'm going to tell you to do or ask you to do, I mean, you don't have to do anything that I say, but this will definitely help, is to continue to exercise. And by exercise, I mean both cardio and resistance training. Do not fall prey to what many fall prey to in terms of trying to go back to some type of normalcy away from exercising because you've already reached your goals. Now, you can tone it down a bit if you're fine with what you have. You don't have to increase weight to try to increase hypertrophy or build muscle or grow muscle. You also don't have to go so crazy and try to go faster in your cardio or further. You don't have to do any of that stuff. You've already reached your goals. So just do what you've been doing, but don't stop doing it, because as we spoke before a few videos back, the epoch effect of doing cardio, for example jump ropes, where you can get mine for only $16.50, description down below, can give you up to 1,000 calorie burn on average for about 30 minutes, but also that carries over with the epoch, with the post exercise calorie burning. And that extra elevated calorie burning, some studies have shown up to 38 hours continuous elevated calorie burning coming from things like cardio. So that could help you stave off the fat or just keep that fat off. And also building muscle and holding on to the muscle that you have helps you with the calorie partitioning, so that when you do eat, the calories go, the calories have to disperse and more of it is required into the muscle because you have more muscle. So you want to at least do what you've already been doing. You don't have to elevate it to build more of it because you're already where you want to be, but at least do what you've already been doing in terms of both cardio and resistance training. The next thing that I want to talk about is you need to understand that if you start to increase calories because you're not trying to be at a deficit, you've already reached your goals, you will start to gain some weight. Now, if you were at for example, 2,000 calorie deficit and now you just want to start eating like at 2,500 or 3,000 calories, just know that you may probably gain some weight because of the fact that now you're increasing your calories, and what you're eating or how you've been eating is where your body is because you've been eating that way. That increase will come with some fat, but if you're okay with that amount of fat, you can stay at 3,000. The only thing is, if you continue to increase your calories, you will continue to also gain body fat. Also, because of the body set point theory, where your body wants to be at a specific weight, the more calories you gain, the more your body's going to ask for more calories. So you have to be very mindful of that and understand that. Try to limit your calorie intake as much as you can. Try to stay aware of how much you're eating and try not to overeat on a daily basis simply because you reached your goals. A lot of people kind of, stop paying attention when they reach their goals. They feel that they're good, they're fine, they've done the work, and now it's time to chill. But in reality, you still have to have some awareness of what you're doing, especially with your diet and your eating regimen. And this is perfect for bouncing into the third thing that I want to talk about in terms of keeping the fat off. There will never be, please listen to me very clearly, because this kind of makes people either bummed or gives them a reality check, or if you already know that this is what it is, you just accept it as reality. But there will never be a return to normal. I hear so many people say something to the effect of, oh, well, when can I stop this diet? Or when can, and not even just referring to intermittent fasting, just referring to any diet, any type of protocol, any type of regimen. Oh, so how long do I have to do it until I don't have to do it anymore? Or how long do I have to kind of do it so that I can finally reach my goal? All with this kind of undertone of, well, I just want to, bite down and do it for this much time, and then I don't have to do it anymore, and I'll go back to normal. Please understand that your back to normal is where you were before you did the protocol. You do get that, right? That you were here, this was your normal, you had an intervention or you implemented some type of system and you went away from normal. This system got you to your goal and you're trying to go back to normal. That will not help you keep the fat off. And if anything, it will make you gain all your fat back and probably then some, because you're going to keep going and there's not going to be that intervention, that stop, because you're going to feel even more discouraged because you went through that entire process and then you felt like you threw it all away. So you have to be cognitively aware at all times, even when you reach your goal, of what you're actually doing, how you're eating, is your cardio there, is your exercise there. Try to keep everything the same in where you are currently. Don't try to go back to normal, because that doesn't work. Many people think that they just overate a few times throughout the year and that's the reason that they're like this. No, you are not. You haven't gained weight because of a few times here and a few times there and a few times here. It's because that's how you've been eating throughout the course. It's been building up. You gain weight just as slowly as you lose it. It just feels faster because you're not paying attention to it. You're not like waiting for it to get here. You're not waiting for you to gain weight. You're actually kind of worried about gaining weight. So everything just seems faster when you're gaining weight, but you lose it just as fast as you gain it, and you gain it just as fast as you lose it. So the best thing to do is to get into a new system and stay in that system forever. So this is what bounces this to the final point in keeping that fat loss off. Let's be preventative here. Let's be preventative. If you haven't started yet, or if you're in doing the protocol, or if you're doing the protocol but you feel that you have some wiggle room to change it up a little bit, pick the intermittent fasting system that will work for you for the rest of your life, that you can adhere to, period, no matter what. That if this happens or if that happens, this is the easiest system for me. Understand that yes, there are going to be moments of exceptions, that exceptions to the rule where you have to break it because of this thing or this gathering or this other family event or whatever it is, but not something where you're constantly breaking this protocol and consecutively breaking the protocol. Pick one that you know for a fact you can stick to, and stick to that forever. Now, I know in people's heads, they're like, wait, but this seems so grueling. It'll definitely seem grueling if you haven't started yet, because it looks like a mountain until you start. Then you realize how easy it is to do. And then on top of it, it might feel grueling if you're kind of coming off of it a few times and consecutively, and you feel the urge to want to eat because you're constantly getting off of the protocol. But think of it like this: there's nothing that you cannot do consistently forever. For example, just the fact that you go to work. If you are somebody that goes to work and you punch in and punch out, that's a process that if you tell somebody who's never done it before, hey, you're gonna have to go to work 5 days a week, punch in, punch out, be at work for 8 hours, do all these things at work, all these paperwork things, or deal with customers, and then come back home. They'll be like, oh, I can't, there's no way I can't feel myself doing it. Or it's just gonna feel so grand, like it's such a disruption to their lives, until you get into that flow and it becomes basically like furniture in your home. It's always there. It just becomes a part of you. That's the same thing that you can do with a diet and regimen. It just becomes a part of you. You look at it through that lens and it isn't as crazy because you're actually be better off that way anyways. on top of knowing that you can just make it part of the fabric of your lifestyle, you also give yourself even more confidence to keep going, because you know that you're doing a healthier lifestyle as opposed to the alternative, which is you're back to normal. So pick a system that works for you, stick to that, and just do it for the rest of your life. The adherence part of intermittent fasting is the most important part. More important than the weight loss, more important than all the health benefits that come with intermittent fasting, because if you cannot stick to it, all of it, its entirety, its vast amount of benefits that you get from it will all be for nothing in the long run. It'll just be short-lived, short-term, and then you're gonna go back to the way it was before. So hopefully this video has helped you guys, and of course, as always, I wanna thank my patrons from my Patreon, and I'm gonna go ahead and put their names right up here.